I want the best and only the best. Oh, that's much better. Bye-bye. Thank you.
I am almost afraid to ask. What was that all about?
Well, our wedding, of course, silly. It's less than 24 hours away, and I have a few last-minute details to nail down.
Alex, sweetheart, darling, I've already booked the Royal Plaza, and I've thrown in Central Park to boot for our wedding.
That's right. So the least I can do is reciprocate. And I am about to give you a gift that is truly out of this world.
Andrew, I thought
I
you
know,
said that.
I know that we wouldn't be alone with each other, but I got this, it was a very interesting phone call from Todd. Is it true? Is he innocent? For God's sakes, Marty, look at me. You his alibi?
Andrew, I don't know what to do.
I think you do.
Oh, wait. Hi. Is it cold out here?
No, far from it. In fact, it's been a long while since I felt this warm and happy. You all right?
Mm-hmm. It's the best day of my life. When you told me you knew the reason I'd broken off the engagement.
You know, we don't really have to talk about that.
I do. I invented this foolproof plan to keep you from finding out about my illness. I tried to convince you I fell in love with someone else.
You forgot one thing, though. I don't give up.
Thank goodness you don't. Ah, gosh. Having you here with me for the time I have left, even if it's just one more day like today, that's all I could ask.
All I ask is that you never ever try and push me away again. You're stuck with me, Sloan. You got that?
Yeah, got it.
He's intelligent, he's sensitive, and a friendship, yes, has developed between us. That's all it is, Clint. If you're implying anything else, I am offended.
I can see you blushing.
He's a kid, a very sweet kid. But that really is all that he is to me, just a kid. I'm sorry, Clint. You're not going to find out about me and Joe. I'm good and ready.
Joey, I asked you a question. What's going on with you and Dorian? Joey, you and I have never lied to each other. Let's not change that now.
You're right, Dad. It's time you knew the truth about me and Dorian.
It's all packed. I'll have him moved in no time.
You seduced him.
He enjoyed it. In fact, it was mutual.
You won't even let me say goodbye to him. It broke my heart.
It all makes you feel so sad, doesn't it?
You won again, Dorian. I don't know how you do it. You always win. I even tried to hurt you. I tried to take Cassie away from you, but you got her back, and now you have my boy as well. Oh.
Please, maintain a little dignity.
I can't help it. You always do this. You reduce me to tears like this. I deserve it, don't I?
Why don't you tell me?
Yes, I do. I've always looked down my nose at you, and you're a much better person than I am. And now everyone will know, because my boy has left me. He's left his mother. He's moving in with you. Oh. Oh.
Soon, Vicky. Soon.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Dad. In the past few months, Dorian has become a friend.
What kind of friend?
A good friend. Kind you can talk to. I mean, she encourages me. She helps me with my art history course. A good friend, you know.
Go on.
And I guess that's why I've been kind of hard to live with lately, is because I miss spending time with her.
Your mother seems to think...
I know. You know what? Mom gets all upset even when I'm just hanging around Dorian, but I backed off. I don't like it, but I figure everything that Mom's going through with Sloan, I could be one less thing for her to worry about.
Good. But, Joey, let me ask you something. When you were spending time over at Dorian's, was there anything between you besides friendship?
Dad, what kind of question is that?
Your mother saw the two of you together, Joey, and she said that you seemed really close.
We were dancing. Dorian was teaching me the steps, something right out of the Dark Ages. I went along with it for the fun of it. But that's all it was fun. I mean, I like Dorian a lot as a friend, but anything else, I mean, she's way too old for me.
That's kind of what I was hoping to hear. You know, your mother, you know how she reacts when Dorian gets a little too close to the family? She's kind of like a mother hen that's protecting her chicks.
Dad, I don't need protection.
I know. Nevertheless, your mother's instincts are pretty much on target when it comes to Dorian. On the face of things, she's a very charming lady. But down deep, she's nothing but trouble.
Dad, you were saying something about Mom going down to Tidewater. She's not really hoping to patch things up with Sloan after the way he treated her.
I think that's something your mother will explain to you when she gets back.
But what's to explain? The guy treated her like
Joey,
dirt.
just trust me. Sloan Carpenter is not the bad guy that we all thought he was.
I should have known. When you called and said you wouldn't be leaving for the airport, I was hoping that you had a change of heart. I can see now that you have, and I can see why.
I could say I came to my senses, but truth is, somebody brought me to my senses.
Well, it's no wonder that he fell in love with you, Vicky. You were strong enough to stand up to him.
Thank goodness she did. And Bev, you should know that I've told Vicky everything.
Including the fact that you always wanted him to tell the truth.
For all the good that did. You see, unlike you, Vicky, I never could get him to see things my way. Another reason why you two belong together. Now, what you don't need is an uninvited guest on your doorstep. So I'll just say goodnight.
Babe, please. We're leaving for Landview in the morning, and I would like to... There's so much I want to say to you. Will you allow me to do it properly? I'll fix some drinks for us and stay.
All right. We have shared enough sad moments on this porch. Happy ones should be savored.
Spoken like a true belle. I'll be right back.
Shall we sit down? There's something that I would like to say to you.
How can you know what I'm feeling when I don't know myself?
You know, deep in your heart, you know. You don't need me to tell you. If you were with Todd at the same time Rebecca was attacked, you've got to go to the police. You can't keep silent. You got to tell them what you know. Marty, you know what it's like to lie about someone. And you know the harm that it can do, not just to them, but to you. You can't lie about that night. You can't bear false witness against Todd.
So after my surprise, the Imperial procession is going to go past the Bethesda Fountain, all the way down this road to the Royal Plaza Hotel. Well, say something, Asa.
How much?
Oh, honey, I already told you this is my present to you.
I repeat, how much?
Don't put a price on luxury, Angel. You want our processional to be as fabulous as the wedding, don't you?
This wedding is starting to sound like a coronation.
Well, of course it is, darling. It's the crowning moment of our lives. I want to come to you like Cleopatra came to Caesar, with ostrich feathers and trumpets and a shower of gold. I know. It's enough to take your breath away, isn't it?
Alex, let me tell you something. I love your enthusiasm, I really do. But this thing about Cleopatra...
Well, she's my role model. Just like the Robert Barons and Davy Crockett are yours.
Those men were American heroes. On the other hand, Cleopatra was a snake-handling floozy.
She was nothing of the kind. Think of her as a young princess, devastated by the death of her father, alone, with no one to trust in the entire world. And she transformed herself into a brilliant ruler of a country.
Alex, she poisoned her own brother, didn't she?
Well, I'm sure she had a very good reason, and families have their ups and downs. The point is that she was never appreciated for her true talents as a ruler, scholar, priestess, wife, and mother. We have a lot in common. I'm sure you understand the connection now, don't you?
Sweetheart, if dressing up like Cleopatra makes you happy, I can live with it. I can live with a big dent in my bank account, renting the park, the hotel, a whole damn train bringing everybody up from Landview, this big surprise honeymoon. But all we have to do is enjoy. What now?
Just one thing. Just one more thing. And then I promise I'll be truly happy.
We're through here. I want to go back to my cell.
Maybe you're through with me, Todd, but as long as I'm your lawyer...
Maybe I need a new lawyer. One who thinks I'm innocent.
It doesn't matter what I think. We're never going to find 12 people in this town who are willing to believe you're anything but guilty. And if the DA gets a conviction...
I know. The judge is going to give me the maximum.
Plead guilty and let me bargain for a reduced sentence.
I didn't do it. I didn't try and rape Rebecca, and nothing is going to make me say that I did.
All right, Todd. If that's your stance, it's your life.
Yeah, it is my life.
But it's going to be a life spent in prison. Because without an alibi to back you up, nobody is...
I have an alibi. Her name is Marty Saybrook.
Marty Saybrook is never going to come forward, Todd.
I spoke to her, so did you. She'll never change her mind about helping you.
Never say never, Hallie. There's one person that can make her change her mind. At least I hope he can.
Have you forgotten what Todd did to me?
Of course
I'm
not.
not just talking about the rape. That was horrible in itself, but he didn't stop there. He went after my friends. Nora, Luna.
I know that. I know.
Yeah. He murdered Suede. And don't go telling me it was an accident because Suede would still be here. If Todd hadn't escaped from prison in the first place. He ought to be back there. He should never, ever have been pardoned.
But he was.
Yeah, well, people make mistakes. I'm just correcting the governor.
What? By lying? You can live with yourself if you do that?
Yes.
Put yourself above the law, above the truth?
Those are just words.
Words are all we have. Words like integrity, honesty.
Rape.
Revenge.
You can call it what you want. Todd deserves everything that's coming to him.
So you're going to perjure yourself and put an innocent man behind bars?
Todd is not innocent.
He is innocent of this crime. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. It's his. It's not yours. But you don't need a sermon from me, because deep down, you know what I'm saying is true.
And how do you know that?
The way you grabbed onto me when I walked in that door. Like you were drowning. I was your lifeline. You don't need me to save you anymore. No matter how much you hate Todd Manning, you won't let him suffer for something he didn't do. You will do the right thing.
What makes you so sure?
Because you did it before. You did the right thing about the feelings we have for each other.
Excuse what I have done. It was wrong of me to go along with Sloane's lie to make you believe that he was in love with me. I don't think there is any way I can make up for the pain I have caused you. And all I can say is, I am deeply, deeply sorry.
Beverly, please. I don't have anything against you, far from it. In fact, had I been in your place and had Sloane come to me for my help, I would have done exactly as you did. And for exactly the same reason.
It's quite impossible to say no to him, isn't it? But I tried, but...
Yeah, I know. The general always wins. And I expect he wins because we love him. It's all right, you know. I mean, I know that you love him.
He's easy to love, isn't he?
Most of the time.
But you love him enough to take him on, to give as good as you get. Sometimes I think they must teach that to the ladies up in the north. Down here, we're a little more indirect.
Sometimes I wish I had learned some of that southern indirectness.
Oh, it's quite an education. How to gossip, but without mentioning names. How to flirt outrageously and remain pure as the driven snow. How to love a man and lose him gracefully. Now, if I were from Pennsylvania, I just might try to fight you for him. But then you won a long, long time ago. You are his one and only love, Vicky. I hope you know that.
Well, if I ever doubted it before, I don't anymore. Beverly, what I wanted you to know is that in whatever time he has left, I'm going to do everything in my power to make him happy.
You'd better.
Spoken like a Yankee. There's hope for you.
Just be good to him.
I will, I swear. I also want to thank you for having watched out for him as well as you did the past couple of weeks. I know how hard it's been.
It was easy. Sloane has always been easy to love. hasn't he? Take care of him.
I want someone to give me away properly. To place my hand in yours, like a father does a daughter.
How about Nigel?
Your butler? You think I want your butler to give me away? He doesn't even like me.
He's true blue, and I guarantee you this, he will not trip going down the aisle.
I'm not looking for manners. I'm looking for someone who shares our joy. Someone who's a part of our lives.
My accountant?
No, I'm talking about family, Asa. With all the sons and grandsons that you have in your family, there is bound to be somebody who can do the honors.
Oh, excuse me, folks. Hope I'm not late for supper.
Oh, don't worry, Clint. You are right on time. Isn't he, Asa?
Dorian? Dorian?
Oh, yes.
Dorian.
Joey? What are you doing here? But I told you.
I know what you told me, but I couldn't stay away. You're not mad at me, are you?
You have got to get out of here right away. I mean, you're going to ruin everything.
I know when I'm not wanted, Dorian.
Joe, please, I want you. Ever since this afternoon, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. I kept wishing that you could come back.
Then why did you push me away like that?
Because even though I want so much to make love to you again, I just don't. I think it's wrong.
Wrong? You're starting to sound like my dad. Dorian, the way we feel about each other is not wrong.
I'm not talking about conventional morality, the kind that your parents are preaching to you about. I'm only concerned about you. You heard the way Clint talked to me.
Forget him, and my mom, too.
I can't forget you. Your education, your future, they are too important to me to see scandal hurt you.
I don't care about scandal.
Well, I'm going to have to care for us, all right? Do you know what it would be like if all of Landview knew about us? There would be some problems, my dear, and not just with Clint and Vicky. That's why I've decided not to go to your grandfather's wedding.
Oh, come on. Oh, it's going to be a wild scene. They're renting a train to take everybody to New York, and with the spotlight on Alex and Asa, no one would even notice us.
Joe, the way you look at me and I look at you, people would notice us. That's why we have got to be discreet, not just in public, in private. No more of these surprise visits.
Dorian,
I hate it too. But we're just going to have to schedule our time together so that Clint and Vicky don't find out about us.
Yeah, you're right. When I went home, my dad was waiting for me, and he was asking me questions about you.
What did you tell him?
Don't worry, I didn't. I told him our little friendship is nothing more, just a friendship, and that there was no way I'd get involved with an older woman.
An older woman, thank you.
Hey, you're the one who told him I was a kid. Anyway, you should have heard me. I was quite convincing.
Good to hear it.
I hated lying to him, but that's what I have to do to keep us together. Well, sometimes you have to do the wrong things for the right reasons.
Well, that's my philosophy. What about Vicky? Did you convince her?
She wasn't home. Dad said she went down to Maryland to talk to Sloan. Don't even ask. I can't imagine why. Anyway, we don't have to worry about them. It's just you and me now.
I don't get it. Why would Vicky go all the way to Maryland to have Sloan rub more salt in her wounds?
Dad said she had her reasons. He said Sloan's not the bad guy there. Why are we even talking about them? We have the whole evening to ourselves. Unless there's another reason that you don't want me to be here.
There is no other reason in the world.
Are you sure? When you pushed me away, you told me to go away before I ruin everything. Now, what did you mean by that, Dorian?
I'll go talk to the cook about dinner. Buffalo steak, sweetie. And you boys discuss whatever you Buchanan boys discuss.
Want to translate that for me?
I'm just going to come right out and say it. Since you've agreed to come to the wedding, how'd you like to be in a ceremony?
As what? The groom? What are you doing, backing out, Paul?
Clint, I'd like you to give the bride away. I would appreciate that. I mean it. I would be honored.
Pa,
Don't get on your high horse and say it's beneath you. Remember one thing. All the times I stood by you.
I'll
of all
do
the
it.
ungrateful What the hell did you say?
I said, I'll do it. I'll give the bride away.
Why?
For the same reason I'm coming to the wedding in the first place. Look, Pa, I've only got one Pa in this world, and you're it. And no matter how much I think you're a fool sometimes, I still love you. I mean, you are family. And lately, I've realized just how much family means to me.
Oh, Clint. Oh, I know just what you mean, and thank you. I mean, thank you.
Of course, I do have another reason, Pa. Somehow the idea of giving Alex away just, I don't know, kind of appeals to me.
I'm not doubting Reverend Carpenter, but he can't compel Marty to come
If anybody can compel her, he can.
I spoke to her, remember? I've seen the look on her face when she hears your name. That woman hates your guts. So before you get your hopes up, you better face reality. No one is going to make Marty change her story. Not even Andrew Carpenter.
We're talking about Todd, not us. There's absolutely no connection.
Talking about you. Your soul, what it's trying to tell you. We know how hard it was for us to face those feelings. It was harder still to make a decision that we would never act on them, but we made that decision.
There was no other way. Along with Cassie.
Yes, I do. But I needed your help to do the right thing. Just like you need my help to do the right thing for Todd.
Make it sound so simple. Right, wrong. Truth, lies. Justice, injustice. Love, hate.
May be simple, but, you know, not easy. Sure hasn't been easy for me. Gotta go. You've got so much strength inside of you, Marnie. No matter how hard it is, I do know you'll do the right thing. Like you said, it's the only way.
A toast to the bride and groom. How did you know? Well, I know Sloane Carpenter, a Southern gentleman. Now, you were planning on making an honest woman out of her, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. If she'll have me.
Something tells me you know the answer to that. Now, when's the happy day?
We don't actually know yet, but soon. It's just going to be small, just the family, but we hope that we can count you as part of that.
Oh, Vicki, that's very sweet of you, but you mustn't feel that...
I mean it. We really want you to be there.
Well, in that case, I'll be there. Now, I have monopolized both of you long enough.
You see, that's how some Southerners say, I want to go home.
Will you just be a good boy and walk me to my car?
I would be honored.
Beverly, good night. Thanks again for everything.
This is Asa Buchanan. I'd be talking to you if I were here, wouldn't I? Leave a message. Make it short.
Yeah, this is a message for Clint. Clint, hi, it's Vicky. I just wanted to let you know that I made it to Tidewater and, well, it's kind of hard to say this on a machine.
Vicky, it's Clint. I just walked in the study and heard your voice on the machine. How are you?
I'm all right. Actually, I'm more than all right.
I can tell by your voice. Evidently, you worked everything out with you and Sloan.
Thanks to you, yeah.
Me? I didn't do anything.
You told me the truth. No, much more than that. You gave me back something I thought I had lost forever.
Yes, well. Listen, I had that talk with Dorian, and I had a talk with Joey, like I said I would, and I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Thank you for that. Boy, you take care of everything, don't you? Clint, I am so grateful to you.
Vicky, you don't owe me anything. If you're happy, well, you know the rest. You be well and take care, you hear?
All right, Joe, I'm going to tell you my deep, dark secret. I don't want your parents to find out about us. Because I'm afraid if I lost you, my life would be ruined. This beautiful, wonderful life that we're sharing.
You mean I mean as much to you as you do to me?
More. Much more.
I want to be with you. Now. Right now. And no one would even know about it because I'd be gone by the morning.
You can't spend the night here.
I told you my mom is out of town. And my dad's over at Ace's. So they'd never catch on. Never.
Oh, you marvelous man. Come here and give me a great big motherly hug.
Oh, no, Alex, I think you've used a lot of things, but my mother, I
All
don't
right,
think so.
then, stepmother, then. I finally feel like part of a great, big, happy family, and it's all because of you. Asa told me how happy you were to be giving me away.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I just can't tell you how much that means to me. If there's ever anything I can do to
You know,
show my
Alex, it's going to be a
appreciation.
long day tomorrow, and I really do have to get upstairs, get to bed, and get my rest for that long trip down the aisle tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, son, and thanks.
Oh, don't mention it, Pa. And I mean, don't mention it.
I thought you said he was enthusiastic.
He is, but you know, Clint, he just doesn't know how to show it.
Asa, honestly, if you had to twist his arm, then that's
No, I
the
swear,
whole thing.
the man jumped at the chance. Now stop worrying over nothing.
Nothing. Our wedding is hardly nothing, darling. It's the most important event in our entire lives, and your family and friends are acting like it's going to be 5 hours of root canal work.
Honey, don't let them get to you.
Well, I can't help it. When Clint talks about the march down the aisle, he sounds like he's walking the plank. I just wish there was one person, just one person, who really wished us well.
Just one person, you say?
Yes, just one person. That's not a lot, is it? But so far, everybody who's going to be in that ballroom to hear us say I do is going to be secretly hoping I won't.
Not everyone. Alex, I have one more surprise for you.
tell me. It's from the mayor of New York saying he heard about my reputation and we can't get married there either.
Open it.
Oh, it's from Sister Mary Margaret, my 10th grade teacher at Most Sacred Name.
The thought of you in black patent leather shoes and knee socks kind of turns me on.
You're sick, Ace.
I know.
I love you.
Read.
Dear Alexandra, our prayers have been answered. Stop. Sister Mary Catherine and I will be honored to attend your wedding. Stop. By the way, we finally repaired the chapel. Stop. Yours faithfully, Sister Mary Margaret.
And you thought you had no friends coming. 2 nuns, no less. Well, what do you say, Alex? You happy?
Stunned is more like it. I send out invitations to everyone I've ever known, and the 2 yes RSVPs we get are from these 2 people.
Well, they must remember you with a lot of affection.
Oh, they remember me. But affection isn't the right word for it. They always said that I had an attitude problem.
I find that hard to believe.
I know. I mean, I tried to get along with all the other girls, but there were always complications. Like this one time in chapel.
I'm afraid to ask about that one.
Well, it wasn't my fault, really. It was a little misunderstanding about my conduct at a dance with the boys from Mater de la Rosa. It wasn't my fault they played Louie Louie. So, well, they told me that I should be ashamed of myself and should get on my knees and pray. And, well, I was so afraid that, well, I did. But I forgot about the chemicals that I had in my backpack from my science project.
Oh, no.
And then the chemicals, well, something broke, and there was this horrible smell, and then there was smoke everywhere, and the whole place blew up.
Alex, I get the picture. You know, that explains why Sister Mary Margaret wanted to show you the real true nature of God's love and forgiveness by attending.
So you've spoken to them?
Well, when I received the telegram, I told them I had a special suite reserved for them at the Royal Plaza. They will be in New York, waiting for you.
Oh, you are absolutely the best. Oh. I just can't wait to see those 2 dear old ladies.
Have you ever?
Never. Look, sister.
A person would never even have to leave the room. That must be that bellboy again. Yes?
Good evening, sisters. I hope everything is satisfactory.
Well, everything's just lovely, thank you, Mr.
Buck. And this is my associate, Mr. Bulge. On behalf of the bride and groom, I'd like to welcome you officially. May we come in?
Maybe your lawyer got smart and dropped the case. Why don't you do everybody a favor and just shut up?
Todd, I just got back from the DA's office.
And? Come on, Allie, tell me. Andrew got through to her, right? Marty's gonna tell the truth, right?
Sorry. Marty didn't contact the DA tonight or the police. It looks like your friend, Reverend Carpenter, struck out.
No. He had to get through to her. He just had to.
No matter how much you hate Todd Manning, you won't let him suffer for something he didn't do.